Hello, my name is Kai Barry, and I'm going to be presenting my proposal for my final major project. The title of that project is Creating a Shoegaze EP. Context. Over the course of being in this class, we've experienced... I've left something out of it, but that's alright, because I can say it instead. Okay. Over the course of this class, we've experienced a lot of very interesting things. We've performed in bands. That's supposed to say what we created, but I was tired when I wrote this, so it says that you created twice. So we've performed in front of crowds in bands that we have created and in bands that Tim had put us in. I was also honoured by the experience of representing the college in the Skills Wales competition, which we won and competed in Bangor. We have also recorded live sound in which we have learned the names and uses of different microphones, the behind the scene works of music production and the skills needed to become a recording artist. We also put the music that we recorded live into the DAW Pro Tools, in which we learned the techniques on how to mix and master the tracks, skills that have also become useful when we have had to use Logic to create compositions. These skills will come in handy for when I'm doing a similar course in university, which I plan to do after college. I then plan on trying my hand within the music production industry, so this knowledge will help me a lot. For the final major project that we did last year, I chose to use Logic to create a plethora of songs in various genres, including shoegaze, pop punk and folk. And I really enjoyed that. So for this project, I think I'm going to do something very similar. I've decided that for this songwriting project, I'm going to create a 3-song shoegaze EP, which I'll release on SoundCloud in the style of artists like Slowdive, Mercury Rev, My Bloody Valentine and Galaxy 500. This is because these are the shoegaze artists that I appreciate the most. This will also take inspiration from artists like Sylvia Pelf, The Microphones, Neutral Milk Hotel and Nirvana. Even though these artists are mostly bands, I will be working mostly solo. Oh, the research one didn't appear. Research. That's what I want to show you. For my primary research, I'm going to contact people within the music industry and hope that they respond. Well, contact them with questions, and hope that they respond. And then listen to the songs that I'm inspired by and recognise the uses of techniques. These are some of the albums that I will be using. For example, if I were to listen to the first 40 seconds of the song When You Sleep by My Bloody Valentine, a song which is a pioneer within the shoegaze genre, and I will show you the key features that I identified. What I've noticed, at the very beginning of the song, it is a sampled guitar synth lead. There are grunge chords and chords with heavy distortion, harmonic vowels that are layered in reverb, vocals almost buried underneath the guitar sound, 2 singers, both male and female. Secondary research. I'm going to be using some YouTube channels first. The first channel that I'm going to be using is a channel called Pedal Partners. This is a YouTube channel dedicated to explaining how shoegaze songs were made and how to set up a shoegaze pedal board and everything else shoegaze. The next one that I'll be using is a channel called Shoegazer. This is a YouTube channel dedicated to giving the insight of the history of shoegaze, and it's also paired with visuals of what the artists used on their pedal board at the time, and I think it will come in handy because of this. The last YouTube channel that I think that I will most definitely use is a channel called 60 Cycle Hums. This is a channel which is for anything guitar, and I know for a fact that if I get stuck for ideas, sounds and structures, that he will have some sort of video that will help me conquer this. Interviews. Now this one's a bit weird because I messed up on some of the animations, so one of them might just start playing randomly. For my secondary research, I'll also be using some interviews of the said pioneers of the genre. I need to scroll a bit because interviews by people such as Kevin Shields of My Bloody Valentine, or bands such as Slowdive or Ride. Documentaries. I also saw that I should use some documentaries to get a deeper understanding of the genre. Here are some that I plan to use. This is a documentary called Beautiful Noise, and this one starts playing. Oh, there's no sound, cool. This is a documentary that was recommended to me by a very respectable man's source. It is a documentary by the filmmaker Eric Green that explores the music of the leading guitar bands in the late 1980s and early 90s. This is a documentary by the aforementioned channel Pedal Partners that quickly summarises the rise of shoegaze and what the components of the genre are. Problem solving. Problems that I faced in my previous projects and how I overcame them. The first one I was told was a bit of a naff example, but I think that it actually does show some form of determination to finish projects. So in the process of creating this project, I actually had to write the proposal 3 times as the files kept disappearing or I forgot to save. So my solution to that was keep writing the proposal again and again, and what I learned from that is I need to make sure I save things. I've found throughout this course that burnout is very frequent to me, so whenever I feel stressed about this, I'll just take a small time out to collect myself and get back to it. I will counter this by making sure that I follow the timetable that I've set, don't overwork myself, and make sure I take my medication. I've also struggled when I accidentally write a piece that is too hard for me to play, and every time I've done this, I will just sit and practice the same song over and over for hours, and I think that also shows determination and cool. Planning. I've separated my project into 6 phases. Phase 1, 2 weeks. I call this phase research. I'm going to start the research. I'm going to research the ins and outs of the shoegaze genre, i.e. the production, techniques, the lyric writing, etc. Then I'm going to start the first song. During the research phase, I'm going to start the process of my first song. Phase 2, 2 weeks. I call this one start the writing. I'm going to keep researching the ins and outs of the shoegaze genre, like I said before, the production techniques and the lyric writing. I'm going to finish up a rough demo of the first song and start work on my second. I'm going to ask for feedback and help of peers and teachers, which I'll then put into my work and put into my documentation. I'll document the research and progress of this. Phase 3, it's another 2 week one. I call this phase keep writing. As I said before, this is going to be a common one. I'm going to keep researching the ins and outs of the shoegaze genre. And I'm going to finish up the rough demo of the second song and start work on the third. Again, I'm going to ask for feedback off of peers and teachers and make sure that I put that towards my work if I find it useful. I'm going to document and research the progress, of course. And then I'm going to make sure that everything's on the website, because there's a possibility that I will just forget to put it on, even though I'm documenting it. I need to make sure I'm documenting everything. Is it?
Speed up a bit.
Oh, okay. Phase 4, polishing. To start the research, I'm going to start researching the mixing progress of different genres so I can use techniques from all genres and put them into my own if I need them. Finish off the rough demo of the third song. Ask for feedback of help and peers and teachers. Document the research progress. There isn't actually anything underneath that, I just thought it would be funny to put it there. Phase 5. Polish up all songs, ask for feedback and help of teachers. This is 1 week one, it's called keep polishing, document research progress, just the usual ones. Phase 6, this one's called get feedback and get done. This is the last phase. I'm going to polish up most of the songs, just do the rough tweaks. I'm going to ask for feedback and then put that towards the rough tweaks. I'm going to document my research, make sure that I'm documenting everything. This one is not a priority, it's just a thought that I might put into it. Theoretically, if there's enough time for me to do this, I will try my hardest to work on a 4th song, but that is not a priority, that is not a guarantee, that is a hope. and as this is a plan, I'm going to say that I also accidentally put that in. I'm then going to evaluate it. I did it backwards by accident. It was meant to, yeah. Practical skills. I'm going to create an album cover for this, which will improve my photo editing skills. I don't understand why I needed visuals for a songwriting project, but I will, apparently. I'm going to be playing the instruments myself, so I think that will improve my recording skills and playing skills. I'm going to be using Logic, so I'll have to use my skills that are known and will be taught on that. This project will also help me improve on my songwriting abilities and hopefully will increase my experimentation within creating music. I'll be singing on the songs as well, so this project is going to involve both my knowledge of what microphones to use, how to set a microphone up, and increase my confidence as a singer and use my confidence as a singer. Evaluation and reflection. At the end of this project, we must evaluate the whole thing. And this is how I'm going to evaluate my work. I'm going to look at how well I've documented my research. Like, do I give links to my find? Do I show pictures? Do I use an audio file of the sounds I want to replicate? Do I put research into my songs? I'm going to look at how well I've shown my documentation progress or the creative process of the songs. Do I give good examples of the experimentation from sounds? Is this too long still, or can I just keep, am I going fast enough?
Well, cover what you need to cover.
Okay, and I'm going to be, again, asking fellow classmates who enjoy the genres, going to write about how I found the whole project, and I'm then going to see how well I stuck to my action plan, if not followed what made me change. I've done that backwards as well. It was awful. Okay, this is my presentation part of it. So I'll be creating a new website for the final major project. This website will use a new page on the project with an introduction on the home page, and along with this proposal. On a separate page for the project, I'll have the different phases for the project, along with detailed documentation of the process, my research, and the songwriting process. From the last projects, as I've got here, I've been praised on how well I document my work and the layout of my website, so I'll keep doing it in the same style as I previously have. And at the end of the project, I'm going to create a new section at the bottom of the page, and in this section, there'll be a link to the SoundCloud playlist with all the songs and a SoundCloud file of each songs, and underneath the songs, there'll be a small evaluation of the songs, and then there'll be the evaluation, and then there'll also be a summary of how I found it. The website will also include a separate page that I will include my bibliography and discography that I used and indulged in. And I think that is it. Apologies if it was too long, Tim. I didn't want to do it too short like last time.